See? Rainbow's got the right idea, Applejack said. She raised an eyebrow. Least, I think she does. Twilight narrowed her eyes. Teleportation is a useful enough skill that I think every unicorn should learn it. Rarity just needs some practice is all. Every unicorn does it first. She'll get the hang of it in no time. Twilight didn't mention that most unicorns started learning to teleport when they were a few years younger than Rarity's current age. Given the white unicorn's painstaking attention to detail, Twilight felt she could pick up the nuances of teleporting without much trouble. If only she had some help. Oh, I remember! She rose to her hooves and galloped off. Hey, silly, where are you going? Pinkie Pie called after her. I just need to get something from the library, Twilight called. I'll be right back. Be sure you're getting back in time for the line dancing, Applejack yelled. She couldn't be sure if Twilight had heard her or not. That fella can get so excitable at times. Like you said, she grew up in the big city, said Nash, where there's always something happening. The sky blue Pegasus rolled over onto her belly, propping her head up onto one hoof. Must be nice sometimes. Well, I never want to be any place but right here in Ponyville, Applejack retorted, taking another big bite out of her apple. I'm not the adventurous type. At the trunk of the oak tree, Rarity had just finished brushing her restored hair. Fortunately, she always took very good care of it, and it sprang easily back into shape. Fluttershy watched her work, her own long pink mane pooling on the grass around her. You know, Rarity, she said softly, Twilight just wants to help you. Oh, darling, I know that, Rarity said, keeping her eyes on the mirror as she brushed the ends of her tail. But Twilight has to understand that not every unicorn is as ambitious as she is. Not in the way she is, anyway. I've got no grand designs to be a great sorceress like that wretched Trixie. I want to make my mark designing the creme de la creme of equestrian fashion. I do, for one thing. Rarity brushed the last of her tail with a flourish, then sent her mirror and brush spiraling around each other in an artful spin. And I do it well. The two tools spun themselves back into her saddlebag, which was closed with further magic. Meanwhile, Twilight had reached the great window-pocked tree that was Ponyville's library, her home for the duration of her extended stay in the lovely town. Pushing the door open with her head, she trotted through the ground floor to a door cut between two enormous bookshelves. Twisting it open with magic, she walked inside and nudged the fireflies in the lamp to waking. As soft yellow lights filled the room, she began to scan the numerous boxes filled up from the wooden floor up to the gnarled tree trunk ceiling. These were a few of the belongings and supplies she had brought with her from Canterlot since she had decided to stay in Ponyville, and she had yet to unpack them. Among them, she knew, was a box of magical supplies from her younger days at the great university. All she had to do was find it. She used her magic to levitate the boxes one by one, passing them in front of her eyes to examine what had been written on the side. Not this one, not this one. Aha! Twilight exclaimed as she found the box she sought. The medium-sized cardboard box floated out of the closet, the others returned to their stacked places. Twilight closed the closet door and pried open the box, rummaging through it with her hooves and looking for what she knew was in there. Somewhere. Ah, here it is, she said. Just what she'd been looking for, right in the same cyan-colored tube. Lube! Mystical lubrication designed to increase the slickness of unicorns as they teleported through space-time. It was an excellent aid for new teleporters, taking some of the strain off their magical powers and allowing them to spend more energy focusing on destination control. She unscrewed the cap with her magic, then raised the tube to her nose and took a sniff. It was still good. She'd kept it tightly sealed, and it hadn't separated out at all. That was quite fortunate. Teleportation lubricant had incredibly potent magic woven into it, and when the stuff expired, it could be dangerous. She made sure to screw the cap back on again. Twilight! Spike's voice called down from the upper level of the library. The small purple and green dragon waved at her as she came down from the bedroom. What are you doing here? I thought you were at the festival in the park. Oh, I am. I was, said the lavender unicorn. She walked out of the closet, closing the door behind her. I just needed to pick something up for Rarity. I'm just about to go back. She gave him an eager look. Are you sure you don't want to come? It's going to be a lot of fun. There will be dancing and apple bobbing and even karaoke. Spike raised an eyebrow at her. No thanks, Twilight. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. All those reports for the princess, I know. I don't know why she saddled you with the soil studies. It's not even your job. Probably because I can get the results back to her instantly, Spike said with a shrug. I don't mind. It means I get to hang out with Big Macintosh. Do you know how refreshing it is to pal around with another guy? After all, you... He stopped. He grinned. Not that you girls aren't... I mean that I have a perfectly good time with... He sighed. Sorry. Twilight laughed. No offense taken, Spike. I understand. Go get some rest. I'll be back later this evening. Roger Wilco, Spike said, giving her the thumbs up. He turned on his heel and began to trudge back up the stairs. Twilight was about to head for the door when a thought struck her. Direct demonstration was always the best method of instruction. What better way to show Rarity that teleportation was perfectly safe than to teleport right in front of her? Twilight Sparkle thus began to focus on her destination, the soft, cool grass beneath the oak tree at the park. Her horn began to glow and spark as she readied the teleport spell. She made all the necessary caveats and precautionary measures. A shift spell to automatically move her if there was some other object in the way. A hold spell to keep her body together in the event of unstable terrain. Then grab the tube of mystical lubricant in her mouth. Unfortunately, in talking to Spike, Twilight had forgotten to finish screwing the cap on the tube. It hung loosely over the opening, exposed to the air, becoming rapidly charged with the Twilight's magical energies. Rainbow Dash's neck was craned far back, peering up intently into the heavens. She always kept an eye on the sky when she was bored, trying to find some cloud, some thread of rain or shade that she could use as an excuse to blast off with her wings at full speed. She hated staying still for any longer than she had to, except when she was tired. She blew a tuft of her short, rainbow-striped mane out of her face. "Is Twilight coming back yet?" "I don't see her," said Pinkie Pie, glancing up from her bag of gummy worms. Pinkie Pie's love of junk food hadn't been deterred at all by Plowpony's day tradition of cooking all the food in wood-burning ovens on site. She just had to fill her saddlebags with processed treats from her home at Sugar Cube Corner. She had a batch of cupcakes ready to go after she was finished with these, though she hoped at least one of her friends would ask her for one of them. As much as she loved eating sweets, she loved even more when others ate sweets with her. It doubled the tasty goodness. It was like a little party. Zapom! The explosion was so powerful it rattled the bones in every pony's chest. Applejack, Pinkie Pie, and Fluttershy were on their feet in moments. Rainbow Dash was in the air, flapping up to see past the crowd, suddenly silent and confused. A tall cloud of shimmering energy was rising over Ponyville, coming somewhere from the center of town. "The library!" Dash exclaimed. Fluttershy yelped, "Twilight!" Dash blasted through the air, leaving a rainbow trail in her wake. She felt sick in her stomach. She'd want an excuse to fly around, but not this. What if Twilight was hurt? Fluttershy followed behind her. Rarity, Pinkie Pie, and Applejack ran as fast as their legs could carry them.